What the deal, everybody? Welcome back to the Too Rich to Miss YouTube show. On today's show, we are going to be talking about the cryptocurrency market, and we're going to be talking about Sushi Swap. And Sushi Swap is obviously all the news and the rave. And we're going to be talking about the one thing that a lot of people, the one metric that I said people aren't talking about that's going to really improve the percentage and the gains in your portfolio going forward in this market that we're into right now. Let's hop right into it.
The Too Rich to Miss podcast.
All right, what the deal, everybody? Hopping right into it today. Obviously, let's always remember to follow me and subscribe to the channel Too Rich to Miss right here on YouTube. And thank you and shout out to my new subscribers. We are growing one day, one subscriber at a time. And be sure to always check me out and follow me over on Twitter at Too Rich to Miss on Twitter. And let's look at the markets today. Now, as I've always been talking about, when the market is red, when they're red days, the market is on sale. When we're going through the top 100, almost everything is down. There's very few people that are up today, which is fine. The market is on sale. When the market is on sale, you go shopping. If you're dollar cost averaging, that means that you are getting more bang for your buck. So like I said, the market is on sale. But even in the midst of the market being on sale, you do still have to be mindful. And you have to be mindful of what's going on out here, because there's a whole lot of nonsense, a whole lot of crazy things that are happening right here in the market. And speaking of the market being on sale, one of the ways that you can get into the market right now, especially if you are brand spanking new, is Crypto.com. Go over to Crypto.com, you download their app, and as you can see right on the front page of the site, 0% credit card fees. They're waiving the fee when you're buying your crypto on their site. And if you use the link in the description, my link in the description below, you will also get an additional $50 when you sign up for your account as well. Now, it's a real simple, easy way to get in and get started. And they've also got recurring payments that are available as well. So if you wanted to buy your dollar cost average in, which I do, and if you wanted to do it automatically through the app, they have that set up for you as well. So a lot of good things going on with Crypto.com. The most prevalent and the biggest feature that I like to use right now is the one that they got flashing on the screen. 0% fee when you buy your crypto. And if you're looking at, and just think about that 3.5%, and think about what you're spending on a weekly basis or monthly basis, or however often that you purchase your crypto. Those fees can really add up. So be sure to check that out and take full advantage of that, because those, especially now while the market is on sale, if you're trying to get in and get your feet wet, real simple to use. They have over 55 cryptocurrencies that are available on their app right now. And it's available for Android and Apple devices and iOS devices as well. All right, now let's get over here into the main topic of today. Now, and then this coincides right with the one thing that that we're going to talk about that a lot of people don't talk about, and that is PumpAMentals. Yes, PumpAMentals. PumpAMentals with a P. Now, what does PumpAMentals have to do with Sushi Swap? Well, Sushi Swap is one of those things kind of like is going on right now. They came online to be a replica and to ride this whole food coin nonsense that's been going on in the world of decentralized finance, where then I talked about that in a previous video with this yield farming craze, and from the outside looking in, don't get me wrong, I get it. And I understand the importance, because when you're talking about liquidity and being able to do all of the things that you do that's necessary to do in a traditional centralized finance market, there needs to be liquidity to make these things happen, and people who provide liquidity should be rewarded accordingly, yes. And if you don't want to be the one to go out and find the best liquidity pool to put your crypto into, and you want to actually go through and just let somebody else do it for you, that's okay as well. Now, but when you get into a situation where it's kind of more of a gimmick and more of just the next cool shiny thing, that's kind of where PumpAMentals kind of come into play. PumpAMentals is essentially just the next shiny thing. You're going to ride it as high as you can ride it, and then if you're smart, you jump off before the train wrecks. Now, which this kind of gets into what we're talking about here with SushiSwap. Now, SushiSwap is really an interesting thing here. And if we're fast forwarding to the end of the story, SushiSwap head chef dumps tokens, plans to focus on migration. Well, you might say, what does all of that mean, and why is that important? Now, all of that means and why it's important is the fact that this project came along out of nowhere, started doing its thing, started creating all of these tokens, created all of this. It did everything that it did. And I'm trying to get down here to the part where, because this is what he's saying about all of that. But does this actually say the amount? Yeah, because see, we're what we have here is this is a trip. This is a trip. Well, let's just kind of summarize this whole thing and wrap this whole thing up here. This guy, who's anonymous, by the way, so no one knows who he is. So he essentially, as you can see right here, Chef Nomi, who is the creator of SushiSwap, which essentially is just a clone of Uniswap. He was the only person to have access to $27 million worth of these sushi tokens that were given for people providing liquidity for their project. But here's the long and the short of it. He had access to $27 million worth of sushi tokens. He converted about $6 million. He converted enough of those that came out to about $6 million in Ethereum. He basically said, deuces, peace, I'm out. And now he's trying to say in this last quote that he didn't exit scam. Okay, you didn't exit scam, but you publicly, no one knows your identity. You walk away with about $6 million of revenue from the project, and you just say, okay, deuces, I'm out, but I'm still here. Ooh, yeah. Okay, all right. That's okay, cool. Alrighty, okay, yep. Okay, I'll just kind of leave that out there. That's what he said. Believe what you like. That's what he said. But he walked away with about $6 million. And he walked away with about $6 million. And let me go back over here. And let's see if we can find, let's see here. See if we can, because, we got even Forbes is talking about this now. Let's see. Let's see here, because if it gives us, and then he gave the project over to FTX. But once again, let's just, that this is intriguing, and this is one of the reasons why PumpAMentals is something that you got to keep in mind. If a project has more PumpAMentals than actual fundamentals, if you're going to deal with a project like that, then definitely make sure that you're going in with your eyes wide open, and that you don't, and that you're and that you're not going in thinking that you go in with your eyes wide open and know that you could be on the tail end of something that's let's not say a scam, but is that doesn't look quite well. Let's see, and what we're looking at here, and this is one of the things about about blockchain technology, and when you're utilizing cryptocurrencies, you can see that this right here is showing the transaction where they're moving this stuff from Uniswap to Sushi. They're literally showing what's going on here, and then of course he tweeted out his response. And of course, he's saying everything that he's saying here, but I want to find the part where it's about $6 million in Ethereum that ended up, and of course the price dropped, etc., etc., etc. And I don't have the exact amount of the amount that he got away with, but the moral to the story of all of this is simply this: you got to be extremely careful when you're out here looking at these projects. And if a project has more PumpAMentals than fundamentals, then you need to make sure that you adjust your thoughts of said project accordingly. Because if it has more PumpAMentals than fundamentals, and it's some type of food project, then you might want to you really might want to make sure that you are eyeballing the project really hard, that you understand that it's a very high risk project, and that you understand that you could definitely get wrecked in the midst of going through and dealing with projects like that, because you have projects like Aave or Aave, however you like to pronounce it, that's actually doing real solid things that don't get a whole lot of press, but it's not as sexy and it's not as cute as Hot Dog Coin or Yams or any of or any of this other crazy stuff. I mean, the market is on sale. Band protocol, it's another protocol of things a protocol that other decentralized apps are being built on top of. It's not a sexy thing to talk about. If a project has PumpAMentals, can you make money on it? Absolutely. You can, if you catch it right and get out at the appropriate time, then you most certainly absolutely can. And that is definitely something that a lot of people do. But if you're new to this particular space, then you do need to be aware that this is something that is going on right now, and don't be the person to go through and try to jump on every particular shiny object that's floating around. This is a very young industry, and as the time goes on, and as we're going through these growing pains, things are going to people are going to be out here trying to scam and rip you off. So in the midst of it all, just showing you what the DeFi market and what's currently total value locked in the DeFi market right now. We're still growing. We're still a baby. Just some growing pains. Be aware that it's a lot of BS out here, and always keep in mind the PumpAMentals of a project. And if you decide to ride one of these PumpAMental trains, could you get 100x on your money? Sure, but you could also get totally wrecked. Be careful out there. I'll catch you on the next one on the Too Rich to Miss podcast. Peace.
The Too Rich to Miss podcast.